So look, I know some of you still aren't writing down your goals. When I started out in this one investment firm a while ago, from the moment I walked in, they were on and on about goals. So when I saw all this going on, I decided to learn everything I possibly could about it to make as much money as fast as possible. And I disregarded the goals because I thought that was a small step in terms of making real money. So I grinded hard every day for 6 months. And at the end of those 6 months, I barely made enough money to get by. So as a last measure, I wrote down my goals and I started following them to a T. And I'll be damned if the money didn't start coming in. Now, not instantly, but I started noticing changes in the way I carried myself, the way I presented myself. Everything started changing and the numbers on that board started going up. So step one, write it down. One of my mentors told me that you could have the most powerful gun in the world, but if it's not aimed at the right target, it's practically useless. Let me tell you a story about a guy who was traveling through the Sahara. Now this guy is walking across the Sahara and he stumbles across a lamp. And so this guy's seen Aladdin. He starts to rub the lamp and all of a sudden this magic genie pops out. So the genie's like, you get one wish. And so the guy's humble. He only asked for $10 million. And then Genie is like, fine, you will get $10 million. And so he goes back home and he checks his bank balance. Nothing's changed. He waits, he tells all of his friends about it, nobody believes him, nothing happens. 60 years later, this guy's walking out to get his mail, he opens this letter and he finds a certified check for $10 million in his name. Now this guy gets so excited that he dies of a heart attack. Moral of the story, put a date on it. Most people want to become millionaires, but what's the motivation to do it this year rather than next year or the year after that or 10 years from now? Let me tell you about Job. Job had this amazing business idea. Now Job goes to a guy in his town that knows a lot about business. He started up a couple of businesses and he takes the idea to him. Now this guy's like, I love the idea. Write me down a detailed business plan of all the pros and all the cons and how much money is going to be needed in the startup, and then we'll talk. And so Job is excited. He goes back home, he starts writing some details out, and he gets stuck. So he decides to confide in a friend. So this friend is a known negative person, and Job should have known better than to take this idea to him. Job does it anyway. So he tells him about the idea, and the guy's like, oh, well, that idea is going to fail because it's one of the stupidest ideas I've ever heard of. And so Job gets discouraged. He takes the plan, he crumples it up, and he throws it in the trash. 5 years later, he sees his same business idea, making millions and millions of dollars. Steps 3 and 4 are all about knowing the people that are going to move you towards your goal and the people and things that are going to stop you from achieving that goal. Step 5 is all about breaking it down, because a seemingly big goal can be broken down into small, achievable steps. And achieving these steps will give you motivation along the way. For example, say you want to climb Mount Everest. If you break that down into how many steps you have to travel each day, each week, each month, and how much supplies you need to have by the end of those milestones, climbing Mount Everest doesn't seem as hard as standing at the bottom looking at the summit. And the same applies to many seemingly big goals. Breaking it down makes seemingly large things into doable steps to keep you motivated throughout the entire time. Step 6 is all about what's in it for you. Now I feel that this is a very important step, and a lot of people don't include this step. But if you write down what's in it for you in the same energy, feeling, and motivation you had when you wrote down that goal, transfer yourself into the same moment and know exactly what was going through your head. Why? When you come across these obstacles, when you come across these hardships, when you ask yourself why I'm making these sacrifices, that's what step 6 is all about. What's in this for you? Realizing and understanding all the pros, all the good things that's in it for you when you're writing down this goal. This has been A from Illuminated Visionaries. Much love and stay illuminated.